What has changed recently? Like one of the things a lot of people have been saying with, especially the Me Too movement, is that people are more cautious about saying controversial jokes now. Do you feel that? You feel like energy in the air being different? Do you feel like people are more sensitive?
I know you won't get mad at me. I feel the energy is different, but guess what, G?
What?
It don't apply to me. It don't apply to me. Doesn't apply to me, and it's never going to apply to me. Okay? I understand me shooting your special on your network. You don't want me to use certain words. There's parts, and I get that. This is a business.
Right.
This is a business, and I got mouths to feed. But when I'm at the Comedy Store, when I'm at the Improv, when I'm at the Laugh Factory, when I'm at Flappers, when I'm at the Ha Ha, when I'm at the New York Gotham,
you got to let it fly.
I'm going to let it fly.
You got to let it fly.
Okay? And I'm sorry.
No.
This is just so you know. No!
You shouldn't be sorry. You're not
This is just so you know. You know what I put on yesterday?
What'd you put on
Guess
yesterday?
what I put on the studio yesterday?
What?
And this is it. This is it because it's time.
What?
We're not taking it no more. I'm not taking it no more. I put on an album, and again, I'm very sorry if I offend somebody. I didn't name it this, he did. So take your fucking problem up with him. Name of the album is Bicentennial Nigga by Richard Pryor. I put it on, I listened to it twice, and I did an edible and cried. I got I've got the Periscope listening to Richard, okay? Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I listened to Lenny Bruce live from Carnegie Hall in the last couple of weeks. I don't know when the last time you listened to that, because we can't, because of our, guys like you and I can't, definitely not Jamie, and definitely if you're under 30 you can't, because of the, how slow it is. Cultural references and how slow it is.
Yeah.
But it's a lesson. I listened to that, and I'm going home. Guess what I'm listening to tonight?
What?
I'm staying in tonight to listen to the one when he meets, the Wino meets Dracula.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's either, is it Something I Said or The Nigga's Crazy? Both of those albums are masterpieces. And that's how he wanted us to do it.
Yeah.
That was how we have to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck what the fuck was said.
No.
If a company wants to pay you, HBO or CBS, and Joey, can we talk to you in the corner? We can't have that joke because we got a complaint about that. I'm an adult. I can't say, listen, Bill Hicks is dead and I don't feel too good myself, okay? All right, let's cut the fucking shit, okay? We do this for profit at the end of the fucking day. We're feeding our families, all right? So,
but there's also a way you do it.
And there's also a way I do it. You're not going to
compromise the way you do it for more profit.
You know, when I watched the Richard Pryor thing, and I know he went to the Hollywood Bowl and they were doing the thing for gays, and he went up there and went against the gays. I got it. Is it something I would do? I don't know. But it's who we're supposed to be in a way as a comedian. We're supposed to be the social column of society in a way.
In some ways.
So now you want to take that away from me? You want to take the way I can't say, I grew up on the word retarded. I grew up on the word faggot. I grew up on a lot of words that people don't accept today. And I'm very sorry that you don't accept them. But it's too late for me to change my game right now. Yeah, I'll try my hardest. I try my hardest. I'm still going to say tranny from time to time. I know it offends. But when you're a comic, listen, man, the first 7 minutes of any news is about what's going on in the world. And the next 10 minutes is bad. I never talk about politics. Well, to top it off, I'm a felon. So I need to talk about politics. You know what I'm saying?
You don't vote.
There's just things. I'm not going to talk about kicking an abortion child. Remember, for a long time, every comic was, I'll kick an aborted fetus. That's not my style. I'm up there to talk how
What are you talking about? Kicking aborted fetus?
Yeah. You go to comedy shows, and there's always that one comic that wants to be shocking. No, I'm not here to be shocking. I'm here to tell you how I see it. You want to hear how I see it? This is how I see it. If I offend you, I offend you. Before, in the beginning of the show, I said something very offensive in today's terms. But in my reality, it was real. You want firecrackers? You buy them from a Chinese dude down in China.
Why is that racist?
Because that's racist. In
but
today's society,
how's it racist if it's factual?
Chinese people out of fireworks.
Right.
They moved on to other things.
There's weird ones that we all let fly, like black dudes with big dicks. No one's complaining about that, right? you ever hear that? You assume black dude has a big dick. Does anybody complains? Probably they're looking to now. That might be like, maybe I'm the first one to get called out on it. That's racist to think that black dudes have big dicks. Is it? If it's positive, is like a positive attribute racist? Like if you said Asian people are better at math, people would say that's racist. How is it racist if they're really good at something? Like if they have more talent or skill or more accomplishments, how's that racist? Like isn't that racial if it's good? Right? Like Jews accept it. If you tell Ari that more European Jews won Nobel Science Prizes, he's like, of course, we're smarter. Of course. Is it racist to talk about how many Jews are so fucking smart? Like, why is that? Why are they so goddamn smart? You ever think about how many German and European Jews were like fucking serious geniuses? It's a crazy trend. Like, what happened over there? Callan was trying to explain it to me once about their values and their education and experiences and what led to just... Google the numbers of European Jews that have won Nobel Science Prizes. It's kind of like... It's eye-opening. You know how many guineas from New Jersey? 0. 0 guineas from New Jersey winning science projects. None of my relatives winning science projects.
I tried looking this up a couple weeks ago. It was hard to look it up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
European Jews that have won the Nobel Science Prize. Try that. I don't know. I don't even know what these numbers are. I'm talking out of my ass. I know that I've definitely heard it discussed that there was a giant number. What are you doing over there, Joey Diaz?
Make sure my wife doesn't text me and let me know what party I need to be at.
Oh, 4th of July, baby. This is our country's birthday. It's a time that we should cherish. I think we should play the national anthem.
Maybe later. We got time.
Okay.
We got to play the national anthem real quick. They had it on this morning by my house. I loved it. I fucking love it.
So how was your experience doing your Netflix special?
Everything was great. Netflix, I take my hats off to them. Everything was great. It was my fuck up. I let it get into my head too much. I listened to too many people, and I forgot the number one thing. Just be funny. That's it. Be yourself. Doesn't matter what any people
How
say.
many shows did you film?
2. First one I think was a disaster. The second one I redeemed myself a little bit. We'll put something together and we'll save something. So now I'm working really hard. Like now I'm going back to my old roots, how I want to do my stand-up again.
It's hard.
You're like a tall, in shape, good-looking dude. I'd look at you and I think there's nothing wrong in his life at all. Like there's no way he's self-conscious about anything.
Well, I guess
Now,
we're
are
both
you-
wrong, man. I look at you and I think this guy's fucking
What environment?
got it all.
What
you know?
environment do you feel comfortable in?
Just a more real environment, a more just calm, just an
10
environment.
people, 50 people, 100 people.
Yeah, as long as I can feel okay in 10, 50. When it gets to be a little more than that, sometimes it's just too much. But when the music's loud and I can't communicate with people, then that's where I start to feel uncomfortable.
That's my end. That's my fucking
But I
end.
kept going back. I kept thinking there was something wrong with me, that the environment was okay. But it wasn't, man. And that's what happened that night. I went to this club, and they had a party for my friend's fashion line. And then I got in this taxi after this girl gets in with me. I left early because I was going to be on Opie and Jim Norton. This when Opie and Jim were still together. And this beautiful girl gets in the taxi with me, this Asian girl. And she just started talking about the night. She said that she had fun at the party, but that her boyfriend wasn't in town. Then she goes, her boyfriend's never in town. Then she's like, what happens in taxis stays in taxis, right? That's what she said. So I'm thinking, fuck yeah, you know, like, she wants me to make a move on her. So I make a move, shut me down. And I don't know if that's what made me feel weird after that or whatever, but the taxi dropped her off after that. And then it was just me and the driver, bro. And this dude spoke another language, you know, something fucking fancy, you know, something that could play soccer, you know, like this dude fucking, you know, like this dude was betting on fucking foreign soccer games on his phone for sure, you know. And he said, I thought he said drugs, dude, and I just said cocaine. That's what I said. And next thing you know, we're in North Harlem. He bought some cocaine for us. He comes back in the car. We're doing cocaine. And then he's like, I got a gift for you. I got a gift, you know. And I thought it was going to be, you know, I grew up in like a troubled area. I thought it was going to be his dick, you know. Like you know, that's what I was expecting anyway. And then a prostitute knocks on the door, you know. This lady gets in, and I think it was a man, honestly, in hindsight. She had these big sunglasses on. Kind of a man's face that was under the sunglasses.
You have cocktails in you at this point?
Yeah, had a couple tequilas, dude, and so now we're partying, bro. Me and the driver were first partying for about an hour. Dude, I got so high, I remember thinking, where is the driver? That's how fucking high I was. And he was sitting next to me doing cocaine.
Yeah, at what point does this become not a taxi cab ride? Like, when does the meter get turned off? Like, this
Oh,
is
the
such a
meter's
weird-
going, bro. The meter's at about 270, bro.
No.
So he's got to fucking be positive because I'm paying for this experience, bro. So then, dude, this hooker gets in. She had kind of long hair, huge sunglasses, covered about 60% of her face. And the 40% of her face you could see, to me, looked like a man's face, right? Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just, like, if I were on a game show and it was like, guess 40% of this person's face, I would have guessed man first, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, look like a man's face, you know? Or it looked like a woman had just shaved recently. That's what it looked like, you know? So anyway, we're all getting high together, and the hooker starts making advances towards me, bro. This sounds ridiculous. And I got out of the car, man. I felt uncomfortable, dude. So then,
Did you like slide?
You
over?
don't understand. In my world, I'm thinking you're a Louisiana boy in fucking Harlem. No shit do you feel out of place. I feel out of place there, but no. I always felt comfortable in North Harlem.
yeah.
Right, I know that neighborhood where you're at. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the Bronx yet. Right? You're not in the Bronx
Yeah, I don't know
yet.
where we're at.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. I
don't know where we're at, dude.
Was it dark?
It was a dark
Dark,
neighborhood.
that's all that matters, yeah. You ain't having a good time if you're not in the dark neighborhood at one part of the night.
I was raised in one. I know when I'm
Oh,
back.
my God.
You know, I know when I'm back.
Now, what time is all this going down?
It's about 3:30.
All right, so what
it's
time?
late.
So you walk out of the cab. Where are you now? You getting another cab?
No, I'm in the street. Luigi comes out after me. That's the dude I was partying with, the driver. And dude, you know what's crazy is he had even one of the lights on the taxi wouldn't go off, and he made like this little paper mache thing and put it over the light, bro. Like, this dude was, I mean, I don't think he was a homosexual, but this dude was about the most romantic fucking cab driver I've ever spent time with, dude. And dude, it was more romantic in that taxi than it was at your fucking Airbnb, bro. That's the saddest part. So, dude, I get out. He comes out after me. He made me give him $100, right? And I gave him the 100 because I was a little scared at this point, and I'm thinking he's gonna pay the hooker and she'll go. But then I look back over there a minute later, and they're kissing on each other's necks. He's spending my 100 with this hooker, dude. He fucking just got this 100 out of me, bro.
Wait, so your taxi driver bullied you into buying him a hooker?
No, he owed him money anyway. But right away, he took the money. Luigi took the money and said, "Hold on 5 minutes.
And
Let
invested it.
me go get $20 worth off this hooker."
He took that money and reinvested it in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And look, I respect hookers, man. Like, you know, I've been through some tough nights, man.
Not in fucking North Harlem. You know?
All right, but still, man.
I don't give a fuck. What you?
Well, I respect women that are out there if they got to be out there selling their
no,
bodies.
I don't have nothing
Right.
against that.
I know you don't.
But in North Harlem, you ain't getting into nothing good. You understand
You
me?
keep saying North Harlem. Are there
Harlem,
different parts?
I
of
don't know.
Harlem?
I don't know.
Like East Harlem.
Listen,
okay?
all I know
It
is
was north,
I used to go to Harlem to buy coke, and I'd see women out there. And dog, let me tell you something. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. First of all, 4 out of 10 of them got bigger dicks than you.
Oh, damn. Lee.
4 out of 10 of those chicks.
We don't like those
in
odds.
those days. It was, you got to remember, up in Harlem in those days, the Bronx, it was open fucking corral. And in the 90s, the Russians came.
Oh, yeah.
And I never saw it, but I had friends tell me you go to Queens and there'd be 6-foot Russian blondes with leopard miniskirts that you'd give them 300 just to eat their assholes. They were that hot.
Wow.
Like, hot, banging. Like they took over, so all the other ones, the crack hoes disappeared.
Yeah.
All that, you know. But in those days, even when I got in trouble with my buddy, you know, Dodger, and we were going over there, those hookers, yeah, those city rat
Oh, they're
hookers in
fighters.
those days, you had that takes a certain nerve.
Yeah, a lot of them work at the Popeyes during the daytime. and they're
No,
out there
they don't
fighting.
work. They're at the clinic in
Really?
the daytime
Oh, damn.
getting blood transfusions. and
Dude, we
shit.
used to have this lady Victoria, Miss Victoria, in our neighborhood, bro. You could pull up, bro. you could eat her ass for like $40, right? She'd sit in your car window, dude. Just basically put her ass in your fucking car window like a fucking to-go box, you know? You could, if you had somebody driving, you could even have them drive the block, and she would just sit in there like a little side item, bro. But so this dude Luigi, I give him the 100. He gets back in the car. They're making out. I'm kind of pissed, dude, but I don't want to bring that negative energy back into the car, right? So I deal with my feelings out in the street for a minute, kind of process through that.
Why don't you want to bring negative feelings back into the car?
Just because I'm already really extremely high, man. I'm under the influence of cocaine. It's almost 4 a.m. And I don't know these people that well. And I still need to get home. And for some reason at this point, I feel like Luigi is responsible to get me home, right? So I get back in the front seat, right? And they're hooking up in the back, a little blowjob. Like it's getting wild, you know? And I want to still do cocaine, you know? But I don't want to interrupt them, dude. So I remember trying to quietly do cocaine in the front seat, just like fucking, like the softest little inhale you could do.
Were
bro.
you watching them at any point?
Yeah, some, dude. I was definitely listening hard, you know?
Did you stink?
I mean, no,
It's
I
like
don't remember
cologne.
that.
Like,
Dude.
all you smell is like cologne. Like when you walk in the middle of them, all you smell is like fucking heavy duty perfume. Covering
I'm
up.
trying to remember. She smelled like violence to me and tattoos. She was a tough lady, or man. I mean, I thought she was a man. The face looked like a man's face to me, but she had big sunglasses on. She could have been one of those taller Vietnamese people that kind of look black at night, you know? So we're in there, and now I'm in the car, and I'm trying to quietly do cocaine, dude. Like, just like a fucking, just like a... Like just doing it in like in installments. Like I had a bump on layaway.
Why did you have to be
just
polite?
fucking-
They're back there fucking. Why can't you just?
Because there's something wrong with me where I sacrifice other people. Like I just feel like I got to be considerate at all times. I don't want to interrupt them, dude. I guess I don't know, man. I was fucked up, bro. So they're partying. At one point, I remember even turning my head back and just dumping cocaine quietly into the top of my nose, just like this, just as quiet as I could be. And a cop goes by, dude. Cop goes by. I get scared. I tell Luigi I'm scared, bro. And he don't give a fuck, dude. This is when I realized like he didn't care about me as much as I cared about him, I guess. And he's like, you drive. And that's when I got in the driver's seat and I drove, man. I drove us about 1.5 miles, dude. I don't even know where I was, dude. And then I pulled over because a voice in my head, bro. First, a voice in my head is like, dude, at least it was like, you're out here, bro. You're high. You know, you're doing cocaine. But at least you're making money, you know? Like I was working, like I was the cab driver. And that's when like, dude, my brain's fucked up. Like this ain't my cab. You know, I got to pay for this. And then my brain was like, you don't have a commercial driver's license. And that's what got me to pull over, dude. That technicality that if a cop stopped me that I wouldn't have one. And I pulled over. I got another taxi, got back to my hotel room, finished doing my cocaine. And I had to be on Opie and Jim Norton that morning. And it's 5:30 now, dude. I took 3 showers, bro, in 10 minutes. Right?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Did you pay Luigi, or did you just kind of get out and just get into another cab?
We ended up in a little bit of an argument at the end. I left $100 on the car seat and yelled adios at him really loud, bro. I don't even know if he spoke Spanish, dude. I'm just screaming adios at him and this fucking hooker who had the smallest tits I've ever seen, bro. Looked like a man's chest. But then I go to Opie and Jim, dude, and the other guest for the day is Daryl Strawberry. And I could not even feel my face, dude. I couldn't even think. And that's when I was like, this is a bad look. You know? I couldn't even talk. They were asking me questions, dude, and I couldn't even, like, I couldn't feel my face. All my thoughts was coming out of my neck. Like I was running on neck thoughts, dude. I was fucking thinking with my neck, bro. So I fucking sat there for 3 hours, bro. Just roasting. Now I know how you feel, kind of, Lee. I just sat there just boiling in my own fucking drug-induced bullshit. And then I fucking left, bro. And I'm halfway there on the walk over there. I realized I had on fucking sweatpants with jeans over them, bro. Horrible. That's like a catheter outfit. Like if you might be getting a catheter and you might have to stay overnight.
Hello, freak bitches.
We live in a sheep fucking society today. We're all trying to be the same person. If you look around, we're all looking the same. When you go to Silver Lake and do Malo, and you get on stage, look at the people, and 80% of people look the same. They all got the same fucking glasses, the same tight jeans, the same tattoo of the Chinese sign. Everybody wants to be the fucking same here. Everybody's thinking the same. You know, you wake up in the morning, walk into a studio for an audition. What does everybody have in front of them? A cup of what?
Coffee.
Starbucks. And if you ain't got Starbucks, you ain't invited to the fucking party.
Really?
You see Starbucks raise their prices 20% again?
Did they really?
How much more are you going to pay for coffee?
They got you hooked.
They got you hooked.
They want that money.
It's not coffee. Everybody got coffee. It's the status of going to Starbucks. Oh my God.
Is it really?
Yes. It's status. Oh my God. How many times you see a
Who's
picture?
impressed that you go to Starbucks over the coffee? I go to Coffee Bean. They have better croissants.
It doesn't matter. You know
Better
what I'm
muffins
saying?
too.
Yeah, but
Muffins.
In today's
Much higher
society,
quality.
when we were growing up in Boston or Denver, you lived at your grandfather's in Newark, people would have a little fucking blue cup that said coffee, and
Yeah.
you went to a diner and you said, "Give me what was it called?"
Do you remember they used to have the Greek stuff?
Right.
Like little Greek guys.
What's
on
it
the
called?
cups?
What's it called? The coffee medium? How did you order
guys.
coffee?
Regular.
When we were yeah, regular. What's regular?
Regular
Milk
cream and sugar.
and 2 coffees, right?
Yeah. Oh, and 2
regular.
sugars.
Now look what we have, but we didn't carry the coffee cups like a Budweiser. It's like when you go out at night, you take a picture with somebody. What do they always got in their hand? Put the fucking beer down. But nobody could put the beer down. God forbid they don't party out. God forbid they don't party.
Party out? What does that mean?
Let's put the butt so they can tell I'm drinking. What the fuck? Put the beer down, you fuck. Same thing with coffee in our society. Everybody wants to fucking be cool and drink that fucking coffee.
Have you ever had someone look at your cup and go, "What is that? Fucking Coffee Bean? What, you can't afford Starbucks, bro?
Yo, step up to the Starbucks.
But why would you wait
Dunkin' Donuts, bro?
Why would you
Really?
wait on that line when 7-Eleven got the same fucking coffee?
No, it doesn't.
No, it
It's that
doesn't.
same. Listen, that Brazilian bold will keep you up for 3 days. That's what ISIS drinks. Don't tell me my fucking business. We think ISIS drinks fucking take coffee? Fuck you. They drink fucking Brazil. You ever drink Brazilian? You ever drink Brazilian bold from fucking Dunkin' Donuts? Fuck you. Fuck you.
that's Dunkin' Donuts.
Fuck everybody. Fuck all you dumb motherfuckers that pay $8. Look at me. Antibiotics and anti-fungus. Go to Dunkin' Donuts and get that Brazilian fucking bold and come back and see me. That's liquid fucking meth. Dios, Papa Dios. They were legit to quit. But the Alis were the first people I ever met, ever, beside my godfather, that ever spoke to me about sex. And then I had this Puerto Rican dude on my block, Puerto Rican Nelson. He lived in the back. He was a bartender in the city. He used to always ask me, and he wasn't a freak or nothing. I always thought that at one point he would molest me.
Yeah.
And even till today, I think deep sometimes. Did fucking Puerto Rican Nelson ever molest me? Because he used to always have a robe on and slippers and shit.
That's how he walked around.
Oh my God, Puerto Rican Nelson.
I love that you're not sure if he did. You feel like it's maybe.
Yeah, like I think, did he ever dope me? Like he ever pull a Cosby on me? Because everything about him fits like an MO. He was just a good dude.
Yeah.
That we used to go outside and help us fix our bike. And he was a Spanish dude. And he was just, he had the sideburns and the leather jacket. And it was the fucking early 70s. And I moved to Jersey. And he would talk to a bunch of us. And one day he would take us in the back. His claim to fame with me was that I became friends with him. And I go over there, and he had a black friend that had went over to the Rock of Gibraltar, and he brought pictures back. And then he would just talk to me. And then one day, he asked me you got a couple of beers. You ever go to somebody's house, and you go to their house a lot, and they're sober, but one day you catch them and they're fucking hammered?
Yeah.
And we go over there, and it's like early in the morning. Like I used to go over there every morning at 10 and wake him up and what's up, man? What are we going to do today? Give me an hour. I'll go out there and play stickball with you. And he come out with coffee, and he reeked of alcohol.
Yeah.
He was one of those dudes in the summer. no air conditioning. Just a dynamite dude.
Yeah.
And one day, I knock on the door, and he answers with a towel around him, and he's sitting down like he's all fucked up. I go, Nelson, you gonna play football? He's like, man, not today, and all this shit. He goes, come back in like 2 hours. So, we were, in those days, you're punctual.
Yeah.
Like, we were there in 2 hours. He answered the door, you guys again? The fucking curtains were still up. He invites us in. He's got a towel on. He turns a light on, and there's like a table filled with alcohol, and like...
Oh, yeah?
How old were you at this point?
12. 12, and I can't remember who the fuck I walked in there with. Like, it was like 6 of us in the neighborhood that liked Nelson, but 2 of us actually interacted a little closer with Nelson.
Yeah.
I was Spanish, so I understood Nelson's world. I knew Puerto Rican people, but I can't believe who else was the other guy that mingled with Nelson. So we had woken Nelson up. He goes, come in. We sit on his couch. You guys want a soda? He gives us a soda. He puts the TV on. You can see he's still fucked up from the night before. He's got the towel on. And he's like, so you guys get late? And we don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, nobody ever spoke to me like that. I had uncles that would ask me, anybody suck your dick yet?
Yeah.
Are you pissing sweet yet? That type of shit. But this...
You pissed.
Oh, yeah. When you're Spanish, te preguntan, oye, tú me aduces. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
Yeah, it's a great line. But Nelson was basically the first person ever, but like, I known about sex, but Nelson was the first person ever that said it could be yours. I'm like, what do you mean you never had sex? I got a girl right now. She'll come over and clean your pipe. And we're both like fucking shit in our pants. Yeah, you come up with like $10 or something. We're like, nah. So that was it. He never talked about it again. And then one day we're sitting there like a month.
Just love this guy.
Like
a guy in a fucking towel has neighborhood boys over and offers to get them a whore. And he's drunk.
Because he's outraged that they haven't had sex at 14 or 12.
So he was cool as fuck. He used to play basketball with us and shit. So one day I go over there with this kid, and he starts telling us.
What's his name again?
Puerto Rican Nelson. We go.
Is it be capitalized?
No, Puerto Rican Nelson was cool as fuck because he used to bring us weed from the city, and he would actually give us 7 joints for $5.
Wow.
He really took care of us. It wasn't like he was a bad guy, which to me meant the world. Because a lot of people could bring you weed over in those days, but they say, I take a joint off the top. He was like, I got to go over anyway. Don't worry about it. The guy gives me a better deal. So I always liked him because of that. So one day we're there, and a girl's there. A girl comes out of his bedroom. Me and my buddy are like, wow, look at Puerto Rican Nelson with a broad. She sits on his lap and shit. And he's like, yeah, this is my girl. And he's feeling her up. And he's making out in front of her. And feeling titties and shit. And me and my buddy are frozen. Like, we're just, I can't remember who the fuck it was. So,
Wow.
boom.
How old was this guy?
This guy had to be 28, and the bro was like 21. But he was one of those, he had to be 26 maybe. He was from somewhere else, and he lived there. This is before the computer, and before Neighborhood Watch, and before...
and no one was freaked out by a pack of 12-year-olds hanging out with them?
No, because in those days, a lot of parents came out and played with kids. And
I know, that's different
touch.
now.
See, it's different now.
I would never be able to play with a random kid in my
No,
neighborhood.
so everybody knew him for the neighborhood, and in those days, we wanted to go into the murky waters.
Yeah.
And he was kind of opening the door. Not really, to be honest with you. It took a long time. It's not like he lurked us into his house and said, do you guys want to have sex? This is after we knew him for a year.
Right.
We go back there all the time to get water after a basketball game. We knew him, But now he knew we were growing up, and he knew what our needs were. I look at it now like he was just trying to, but we couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So one day we're sitting back there, we had a basketball game, and he's like, hey, man, what'd you think of that fucking broad the other day? Me and my buddy like, oh, she was banging. He goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, tell these guys how hot she was. And me and my buddy's like, yeah, she was hot. He's like, oh, when can we see her? He goes, listen, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. He goes, listen, I'm going to fuck her tonight in the living room. and I'll leave the window open. You guys can come by and listen.
That was his thing.
For like $1 a piece.
That was his fetish.
Oh, my
He
God,
got
he-
into boys listening to him fuck.
We got there. He was fucking the shit out of her doggy style. We all ran away. We were like mortified. We got there 10 minutes before he started fucking her. We're like, they're not even in there. And all of a sudden you heard her go, oh. And he's like, yeah, that's it, suck it. We tried to look. There must have been 8 of us trying to look at that window. We just heard them fucking. And I heard meat. Like, that's the first time I heard balls.
Yeah.
And we ran out of there, dog. And the next day, he's like, the next day, he's like, did you guys come by? Oh, my God.
That's the weirdest fucking neighborhood guy I've ever heard.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit. That guy's great.
But the Ali brothers.
Think about how many like firsts you had with that guy. First drinking, fucking.
I never drank with him, I don't think. He didn't,
No?
No. He got us weed, and he was like, dog, if I do this for you, you got to keep it on the level. I can't have the, he was very careful. But the Ali brothers were the first people that told me, like, this all was happening at once. So I was living on Given Terrace, but I would play on 26th Street. And the Ali brothers were hysterical. The Ali brothers were the first people I ever met in my life that went to a hookah house. And they would both describe the experience to me. And it was like a fucking perfect film. You couldn't write this now in my memory. Because Juan Ali was very intelligent. And he would say, yeah, you give them $10. And you go in the back room and they fucking take your shoes off. And they take a bucket out and they wash your dick. And they get on the bed and they ask you, what do you want to do? If you want a 69, and we do everything. And we do everything. We're there for like an hour. We eat them. They give us a massage. The whole when you're fucking 12 and a 13-year-old's telling you this shit, your mind, it's like Pink Floyd the first time.
Yeah.
You go home and think about that shit and think about the possibilities.
Right.
Like, maybe I'll go over there. I'll put on my best suit. I'll get $10 and see what the Bronx has to offer. Are you fucking kidding me? But every Monday, there'd be a circle around these two. And they'd be telling us all their sexual escapades, The fucking Ali brothers. Until I hit right next to where they lived was a company called Duratest. And they made light bulbs. All sizes. They made these things. But the best thing for us as kids was when they made the Office, the skinny long ones.
Yeah.
Oh. All that, I could hit you in the head 25 times. Nothing will happen. They just break and you get white powder on you, okay? So we would jump over the dumpster, get like 150 of those things, and everybody would take an armful, and we'd go to war with each other.
No shit.
Bah, bah, bah. We'd hit each other.
No cuts.
Never a misunderstanding. And it was me, Juan Ali, Martin Perez, all these white, Dean Lapre, all these white dudes from 26th Street were all out there, but there was a roof. A flat roof over a garage next to Juan Ali's house, and there was access to the roof. So we're having this war, 5-on-5, everybody's hitting each other with these fucking things. I run to the roof, I'm having my own private war up in the roof, and somebody throws a rock over. They throw a bulb over, right? Then another bulb comes over, bah! And then a rock comes over. Well, I take the fucking rock, and I look at the guy, and I go, don't say nothing. And I throw the rock up in the air, right? And I just leave it like that, and all of a sudden you hear, and we look over, not the smart Ali, but the retarded one, Alberto, the one that used to always say, sí, yo sé lo que pasó.
Yeah.
Like, he was the one he was like Louis. He's like that character Louis that wasn't intelligent, but he was going, yeah, I was there. He was that guy. Bro, I hit him in the head with that fucking rock.
No shit.
I clocked him right here. It didn't break, but he got a lump immediately, like a hematoma.
Yeah.
But it was a hematoma that pus went right to it, and he had a little pee hole in it. You could see, and he was on the floor. He's on the floor. Like, my friends didn't give a fuck. He got in there with the rock. They give in them with light bulbs and shit. What the fuck are you giggling about? Nobody.
Why did you like him? What did he do?
He did an error.
I knew a second ago, but now it's... keep going from where you told it, because then... Okay.
You know that little forehead you got?
I have this thing. I get to an airport, and let's say my LA gate is gate 60. I'll go to gate 55 and play Guess Who's from LA. I could be in any fucking town in this country. Name a fucking town, and I could sit there and pick the people that are going to be on that plane. Now, let me be honest with you guys. I'm 50% wrong most of the time. But the other 50% I'm flat on, because the only people who fly in mini skirts with heels is people from LA. The only women who would wear yoga pants with those high boots and their hair, and women from LA. The only guys who would wear shoes with no socks and you could see their feet are guys from LA. The only people who would get on a plane and fucking wear shorts and flip-flops are people from LA. You know, it's just a filthiness. It's a different animal. They're either very, there's a word that people call it. They're very, they expect everything. They have an air
Entitled?
They have an air of entitlement. Like, I came home to Columbus, or I came home to Baltimore, or I came home to Cincinnati, but I'm a big shot in LA, and now I'm a big shot here in my hometown. But those towns don't give a fuck. Like, some of those towns, you have the circle that you grew up with and your little friends at Starbucks, but most of the people, like, I'm out here banging, shoveling snow. I don't give a fuck if you're a writer on a show or anything like that. So I get to the airport, I get out of the car, I tip the driver, I turn around, I'm walking into the airport, and I stop, and I take 2 hits off the vapor pen. I already smoked a joint, I drank a protein shake on the way to the airport. And I hear the gates open up, you know, the doors, like when you step in front of them. And I see this fucking dude walk with his little fucking faggy shoes on and his little shirt on, a little tighter than usual. I'm not saying he's gay. He wasn't gay at all. And he had 2 bags, okay? I just see him, and I say to myself, look at this fucking LA punk. Just in my head. So I walk in the airport, boom, I see Alaska Airlines. I got upgraded to first class. I go right to first class, and I'm the first one online. Now, the other line had like 6 people there that were waiting to get online. I'm getting ready. The guy turns around, he leaves. It's my turn to go up. And all of a sudden, this dude with the 2 bags walks in front of me, Willie.
You're number 1, and you got number 1, right? I mean, your ticket says number 1.
No, I'm the guy checking in. I'm checking into my flight. He walks right in front of me. Now, I'm sitting there for fucking, for 30 seconds going, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? And something inside of me, I already had my license out, and he was looking for his. And as he was looking for his over here, I stepped right here, Willie. I put my elbow here, and I gave the ticket to the guy, and he goes, what's going on? I go, I was next. And the guy turns around, he goes, no, you were behind me. I go, I was next, dog. Don't even go there. I was next, all right? But when I went in with my elbow, he says I kind of hit him in the neck. I didn't hit him in the fucking neck. I just said, you ain't getting in there. He was over here like this, looking over here to his right-hand side. You know, hold on 1 second. You have time. You have nothing better to do than stand there while I look for my fucking license, which should be the fuck out already. You know what I'm saying? You're flying. It should be out already. So I cut right in front of him. I go, this is, the guy goes, you're after me. I go, not right now, dog. I've been standing on that fucking line for the last 2 minutes. You're not just going to fucking walk here. And the dude goes, well, and all of a sudden TSA was right there. And the dude walks over and he goes, what happened? And he goes, this man, and the guy goes, I didn't assault him, did I? No. He tried to cut me off, and I came in here. I was the next one online. And I go, number 1, do you have a first class ticket? He goes, no. You see what I'm saying? So he starts to make this big thing, that harassment. I didn't harass nobody.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was one of those fucking LA dudes. Harassment, and you know, I should contact my attorney. Contact your fucking attorney, but I'm getting on the fucking plane, bitch. So I get on the fucking plane. I don't see him. I see Dion Cole. I see Rob Schneider. I'm talking to them. They're all on the same flight. I get on my fucking seat. I sit down. and he's like fucking 3 people to the end. And I stick my foot out just in case he's going to get stupid with me, so I can kick him directly in the heel and push myself up on my right and throw him against the wall. And he makes eye contact with me like, you fuck type eye contact.
Yeah.
I look him straight in the face and I go, get to the dungeon, bitch. And he just turned pale, and there we go. Willie, do you know how much abuse I take at airports? I was telling Lee, about 3 months ago, I get on a fucking plane. Now, I always get a certain seat. I always get the same seat, bro. If I pay for a plane ticket, I get the same seat.
Okay.
Every time. That's my seat. I don't give a fuck. So one day I go to this seat, and there's this dude, again, Johnny Hollywood, talking to some fucking other guy about, variety and all this shit.
Right.
And I come over and I go, that's my seat. He goes, no, it's my seat. And for a minute I go, fuck, maybe I made a mistake. I got too high when I got this plane ticket. And I don't have my glasses on. I can't really see. But I knew it was one. I knew I was in one. So I sat down. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden some lady comes up, and she's like, you're in my seat. And I go, what? And she goes, you're in my seat. I go, hold on, let me check 1 second. Well, no, you're right. I am in your seat. I go up to the guy. I go, hey, man, you're in my seat. He goes, go find another seat. I go, do me a favor, dog. Get the fuck up. It was 6 in the morning. I'm in no fucking mood for this shit. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. The stewardess comes over. What's going on? This guy, this is my seat, and he tells me to go find another fucking seat. He goes, well, no, I meant to you to take my seat. I don't want your fucking seat. I paid for this seat. Andale. Come on, let's go. And the fucking guy next to him, Johnny Executive, is like, what's going on? Yeah, bro, I paid for this seat. I'm not going to go sit in the fucking corner. If I want to sit in the corner, I would have got that fucking seat, don't you think? Fuck you. This happens to me, bro, constantly on fucking planes, dog. And they're all L.A. people that go somewhere and they feel more entitled or something when they feel specialer, like they're more special now that they went home and they got that vindication, whatever the fuck happens. Bro, this always happens to me. Always. I had beefs with Germans on the plane one time in New York. The cops came. I had another beef with a guy on the way to Columbus, Ohio, in front of me. Bro, I always get into fucking beefs.
Oh my God! What? There's this Instagram account, the lady who once had followed me, and I just went to check it. It's called Passenger Shaming. Can I show you some of these pictures of what people do on planes?
Yeah,
it's hysterical. It's like it's a huge account, and then it's just I can't imagine. I'm glad that you stood up to them because I think a lot of people.
No, you can't do this shit. Not today. Not in the 6:30 in the morning, dog. You're not gonna cut in front of me at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, the feet up.
So yeah, look at this garbage.
Yeah, they're filthy fucking people. They got no class. These are filthy fucking people. You're gonna put your filthy fucking feet out on a plane like that. I don't even take my shoes off. I'm so fucking embarrassed. I know my feet smell like shit. Look at this filthy fuck. I would do something to that motherfucker when he's sleeping. What is that?
Nails.
Bring your nails.
Oh no, she's not getting on the fucking plane. That creepy bitch.
Someone has his shirt off.
Yeah, bro. No. These people.
Putting their jacket over your TV screen. I would kill. That's.
No, they have to take it off. I tell the stewardess to take the jacket from him.
Oh.
What the fuck is that?
Dirty Band-Aid. Oi. Just everyone with feet. How about this one? I found this one yesterday.
You want to hit this bong, Willie? This will put you over the top. This is Betty Boop meets fucking Lawrence Taylor.
All right, man.
You don't need this in your life. No, I don't. Listen, the first thing I do, you know what I got in my bag, dog?
What's that?
When I fly, I got extra strength. Me and my wife take the fucking extra strength. What's that shit, dog? What's that? Lysol, the heavy duty one.
Right, yeah.
And I put it in a baggie, and I have the wipes. And I wipe everything down when I go on a fucking plane. Do you understand me? I wipe everything down, dog. Turn that way, brother. But now you're going to kill my fucking ears.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, I wipe everything fucking down, dog. This is why. I don't. The thing where I put my seat, my head, where I rest my head, that's the first thing I wipe. I don't want fucking crabs. What's that?
Someone's warming up their pizza with the overhead light.
Yeah, no. I don't need that in my life. You know, this kid last week was saying he travels with earplugs. Bro, that's the problem with people. They don't fly a lot and they're not prepared. If you're not prepared to fucking fly, it's gonna be a long goddamn week, dog. You gotta fucking be prepared to fly nowadays. And I know a lot of people listening to me going, Joey, you really bring handy wipes on the fucking plane? You bet your goddamn ass I do.
That's how you get sick.
You bet your fucking goddamn ass I do. I don't know whose head was on that thing. They don't clean those planes. They don't do a fucking thing, bro. They straighten out the magazines, and they go like this, and the guy comes in with a little vacuumer, and that's it. Everything else is not sanitized.
That's why they stopped giving pillows. Remember there was
yeah. No, man.
No more pillows.
You got to be fucking crazy if you're going to fly and you don't wipe shit down. I know people listen like, Joey, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm telling you, dog, I don't like my head resting on that stuff. You know, it's just not good for you. It can't be good for you. 20 heads. You don't know who's been on there. There's Piojos on there. There's fucking... I got hooked on crack in Hollywood. For 6 weeks, I was smoking crack. I'd buy it right by the theater, by Man's Chinese Theater. Right on that corner, be two black guys. We'd make eye contact. They beat me 10 times. They'd sell me soap, these cocksuckers. And my fingers were always dirty and shit. My wife would wake up, what is that fucking smell? The weed. Go back to bed. I would smoke it out of a Coke can.
That's a gnarly fucking smell.
Then I went to El Paso and there was no crack. So I got hooked back on the Coke and I didn't smoke crack again. Tremendous how addictions transfer and shit like that. I didn't smoke crack. I never thought I'd smoke crack.
Me neither, man.
I didn't listen, in 82, freebase was getting big.
That's different from crack?
It's
just
hot
powder,
rolling,
right?
Bro, it was fucking stupid white people. They wasted my fucking time. Okay? And Timmy, there's a kid who listens to the podcast, Timmy Holloway, my buddy. I grew up with him. Me, him, and this black dude, a friend of mine came up to me one day. He goes, bro, I heard you got good coke. I just graduated high school. I could hook you up. He goes, dog, I sell coke to pimps. He goes, I got these pimps down in Jersey City and whatever that will buy coke from you. We got to go down to the hotel. But the guy that was going to, that's where I got the word tremendous from. Everything in this kid's life, he'd say tremendous. How are the girls? Tremendous. How's the coke? Tremendous. How was that right turn? Tremendous. He would even tell you that right turn was tremendous. So we went down, Steve Valanis, I forget what the fuck his name was, dog.
Tremendous.
We went to this hotel room. It's the summer of 82. I'm getting my coke from a high school teacher. But now since we were out of high school, he would sell us
Mr. Belden.
Huh? No, I don't know if it was Mr. Belvedere. It was the Camel. Let's just call him Camel Brett. Because he used to smoke Camel cigarettes with no filter. And his cigarette was orange from the Camel cigarettes. Tremendous. So Camel Breath, he would sell you the coke already in a fucking bindle. So we went down to those pimps. I gave him a couple grams.
Here's the code, but you still got an F in his final.
What's that? No, we were out of school. He wouldn't fuck with us then. And the pimp was like, dog, have you ever freebase? And I go, no, but we'll give it a shot. And he did the whole thing. He had all his hookers there. And they were like, he was a magician. Woo. And he did it, but he had like the silk scarf and shit, you know. He was like Orange. He was like Orange Juice Jones and shit. And he would tell the bitches, you ain't getting them, you hooker motherfuckers. And me, him, and the other two people smoked it. And it wasn't bad. And there's a place. Again, next time you go back to Caroline, tell George. Joey said, take me to East West.
East West.
East West is a head store that's been there. It says, Gasset Coño la Madre. From 1970. When I was a kid, I used to go in there and buy, when people go to a tape recorder, to a concert.
Yes.
Whatever those are called. Remember that shit in the 70s? They were called, not bootlegs. Yeah. Bootlegs. People would go, if the Stones played 6 nights in the Garden, you would go all 6 nights and they get one show. But they also had a how to make fucking freebase kit for $49.
No way.
So I bought it. I took it home. It was butane, a glass, a silk scarf, a ton of shit. And then we went home. We went to my friend's house, Devo. When I woke up in the morning, dog, all the bottles were turned upside down. There was like 15. We went through 15 grams. And like at the end, the next day, I said, what did we do? First of all, you got to sit there and cook it. And
become a chemist
and shit. It's got to dry. It's white people shit. I'm sorry, manager. It's white people shit. It's too much thought. Just give it to me, cock. Give me that motherfucking mule. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that jaw going. Give me a little freeze. I got a cavity back here.
Let's get this.
Fuck yeah!
Let's get the Bolivian
Fuck
marching
yeah!
band going.
But you can't do that no more. We gotta be decent people. We gotta respect ourselves. We gotta be comedians and shit, top notch.
Top notch, man.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to get
Yeah,
to the
man.
top, you can't bring that mule with you. So as long as you know that going in, it all works out for you and shit like that.
Yeah, man. The first time I tried crack, I liked it, man.
I heard it's fucking instantly addictive. I've never heard anybody that's done crack that say that shit sucks. Everybody says super fucking good.
I didn't listen at that point. The point in my life when I was smoking crack, it was like '98. I didn't really give a fuck, Jack.
He's like,
was-
fuck it.
Oh yeah, and some of the nights I would smoke it, even if I knew it wasn't crack. I would just smoke it because I bought it. I might as well get my money out of this. This thing tastes like saran wrap and shit.
Smoking almond and shit.
Oh, fucking terrible! Terrible the shit you do when you're in that level.
Yeah, man. You don't
You know,
care.
when you're in that fucking level, you're fucking